Have you ever wondered what the top 1% of the healthiest and most successful athletes do different? What their secrets are that separate them from the other 99%? That's what I wanted to find out. So I started researching this topic a couple weeks ago because I stumbled over a podcast and interviews with top performers like Erling Haaland, Novak Djokovic, Lando Norris and a few others too. And I researched the methods they use to level up even more. Because exactly those marginal gains get you in the top 1% of the top 1%. Now, what secret biohacks these guys use? And one woman too? Why they use them, as well as how or if you can incorporate these things into your own life as well. That's what I'll tell you about now. So are you ready to learn some biohacks you maybe never have heard about to level up your Energymaxxing and get ahead of your competition? Then let's just look at the best of the best, because they are probably doing something that you are not. Now, this first athlete I want to talk about is definitely someone who is within the best of the best right now. And if you ask me, he was the best in his sport in 2023. Me and many others think Erling Haaland should have won the Ballon d'Or last year. He scored a goal in pretty much every game, and he also did that in a totally new club in probably the most competitive league of Europe and the world, I guess. And of course, that takes some extra work, since he was also doing it basically all year long as well. So I wanted to find out what he does to perform at such a level, and what weird things he must be doing to have that good of a regeneration. And not too long ago, he went on the Impulsive podcast, which I don't usually watch, but he revealed some of his secrets on there. And he also talked about his biohacking methods in the British newspaper The Sun. And honestly, he did share some things I did not expect. He's kinda based for that, I'm not gonna lie. And to start this off, just one very simple thing he does is to simply wear blue light blocking glasses every evening.
So to sleep good, just blue blocking glasses.
So before he goes to bed, he just wears these glasses that block the blue light that keeps you awake. Yeah, these are already broken. I dropped them literally last night. Probably gonna have to get another one.
Oh shit.
And the crazy thing is, he does that 3 hours before bed. And while you don't have to go that crazy in my opinion, it's definitely a simple thing that you can do as well to fall asleep much quicker and also improve the quality of your sleep. Something else he does, which you can also do, is turning off the Wi-Fi in the evening. And I would assume he's probably putting his phone away as well.
Shutting out all the signals and everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is just another small habit that can be really good, not only for your sleep, but also just your mental health. And while I personally don't turn off my Wi-Fi, putting your phone away before sleep and just reading a book or whatever is definitely something I can recommend too. And he also tapes his mouth to make sure he breathes through his nose during the night, which is really another good habit to have, because there's a lot of evidence that says breathing through your nose is much better than breathing through your mouth. And it literally only takes like a second to tape your mouth, so why not just do it? You also don't need any crazy tape. I just use this from my first aid kit, which is usually for wounds or for bandages. I don't even know, honestly. But yeah, just take that, put it on your mouth.
Nice.
But there is even more. For example, he said sauna is really good and he tries to do it almost every single day. He also eats heart and liver, and he even tries to see sunlight as soon as he wakes up. This guy is really into biohacking. And honestly, it seems to pay off. At just 23 years, he's already one of the best football players right now. Or soccer for the Americans. And all those things I just talked about are things you can do too. So really, there are no real excuses for not doing the right healthy habits to level up your health and energy to become the best version of yourself. But for now, let's change up the sport and go to Formula 1. They do some crazy stuff over there too, because believe it or not, it's actually a very tough sport. If you think driving Formula 1 is easy, you really have no idea. One of the rising stars, and by now probably one of the best drivers on the whole grid as well, is a guy named Lando Norris. And as all pro athletes, he also has his routine, habits, special diet, etc.
Huge nerd.
And one thing he does regularly is cryotherapy or cryogenic therapy. Actually, it's something that pretty much every one of the best athletes does regularly. Like for example, LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and many others too. But this stuff also costs around $100,000 to have your own room. But there is also a budget version available. But maybe you're wondering, what exactly is this cryotherapy? And also, why do the top athletes do it? Cryotherapy exposes the body to extremely cold temperatures. So usually you go in a room, or maybe just a small box or capsule, where the temperature is just extremely cold. Like we're talking minus 100 degrees Celsius to minus 160 degrees. And that's pretty cold. But it also is pretty good. It helps for pain relief, muscle recovery, and also reducing inflammation. It also shoots up your adrenaline like crazy, which can be a quick energy boost. And by the way, that budget version, basically Walmart version of cryogenic therapy, is just taking a cold shower. This has also been proven to be healthy for you over and over in the past. And after doing it for years myself, I think it's awesome to add into your routine as well. But that's not everything. In the next minutes, I will talk about 4 other top athletes and how they improve their performance and their health and what additional things they do as well. So let's change sport again and go to another sport that I kinda like, although I don't really even know why. Another top athlete on this list is someone with immense integrity in my opinion. He refused to take the COVID vaccine, which you may like or not, fair enough, but he did it because he didn't want that in his body. And personally, I thought we support your body, your choice.
This is all wrong.
He just didn't believe that's healthy for him, so he didn't let other people force him to take the vaccine. And I respect that, especially because he did that even though it cost him multiple potential titles, because also he was probably the best player in the whole tennis world, and he would have gotten at least 1 title in that time when he was not allowed to play because he did not get the vaccine. Crazy times, man. And although he's 36 by now, Novak Djokovic is still considered one of the best in tennis and also someone with insanely good health. Because to perform at this level, at this age, is really not easy. Now, besides not taking the vaccine, he also really thinks about what he puts into his body in regards to his diet. And if you got triggered because you didn't take the vaccine because you're woke, maybe you might like this more. He's actually been a vegan for years now.
The journey that got me to the point where I am at the moment, where I'm eating plant-based, where I'm not eating any animal products.
To be fair, personally, I don't see myself becoming a vegan, but it goes to show you that plenty of diets can work and can work pretty well. He says he feels better with eating foods that are easy to digest, because then he has the energy to actually perform on the field. Or pitch? I don't know. So over time he adjusted his diet and now he has a lot of food like salads, fruit, celery juice and some other pretty interesting stuff that honestly I might look into more for future videos. Either way, he really dialed down his diet and he only eats what he knows is good for him. And that might be something else for you, but just eating light food, something that doesn't make you digest all the time and also because of that takes a lot of your energy, is really smart to have more energy. It's something I talked about in other videos too. If you want to be sure you get all the nutrients your body needs, personally I would just recommend going low carb, in a healthy way of course, but reducing the heavy food like pasta, rice, bread and others that only makes you tired and gives you brain fog really has changed my energy a lot. I still have those foods quite regularly, but if I would be rich in the top 1% of athletes, I would probably remove that from my diet. Now, before we go to another tennis player who has done some interesting things to improve her performance too, and then to an American you probably heard about before, I quickly want to take a look at the most successful Olympian in history. I mean, that's probably in the top 1%, right? To be fair, I'm not really into swimming myself, although I swam professionally for more than a year, but I have nothing but respect for Michael Phelps. He has a lot you can learn from for sure. And one very interesting thing he does is incorporating biofeedback in his training routine. That gives him real-time feedback on his physiological responses, so how he reacts to the stress that he's under. And as you can imagine, swimming for the Olympian medal is probably somewhat stressful. Now that data helped him to adjust and to tweak certain things to perform better under that stress and develop the mental resilience that he needs. And while this is not really possible or necessary for you to do, it should show you how important it is to develop mental resilience and to be able to perform under a lot of stress. And I guess the ultra budget version that you can try too, and probably should, is a lot of introspection through meditation and journaling. Listen to your body, reflect, adjust, then improve and live a healthier life. Now, before we move on to an American football player, I want to talk about another excellent tennis player, a woman named Serena Williams. She also does something to improve her mental resilience, as of course this again is very important for her too. And what she did is called neurofeedback training. It's kind of similar to the biofeedback training that Phelps does, we just talked about that, but she really started monitoring her brain waves during high pressure matches. And that of course also helped her to learn more about her mental state and the stress she's under, and then to improve her resilience and focus in exactly those stressful high pressure moments. Now again, this neurofeedback training is probably not possible or realistic to do for you, but I think it's very interesting to know. And here as well, the budget version for you, journaling and meditation. Or even just sit down, stare at the wall, no distraction, no phone, nothing, and I think that can do a pretty good job already. But then, what would be more practical? What is something you and I can do too? That's what I'll talk about now. Now, in his book from 2017, the GOAT of American football described his routine and diet. And while he is a bit flexible in his eating habits, he seems to favor a fairly low-carb diet. His preferred routine consists of fruits pre-workout, as well as avocado and eggs, I love that too, salad, nuts, fish and veggies, and chicken. That is pretty low-carb friendly. Now, why would Tom Brady do that? Of course, to some part because he just has highly nutrient-rich foods in his diet. So just look at the egg or the avocado, for example. And also, the truth is, you don't need the useless calories of most high-carb foods. Stuff that almost everybody eats daily, like pasta, rice or bread. But especially if you don't work out like crazy, like maybe even multiple times a day, you really don't need those carbs. Fact is, you can survive and thrive on 0 grams of carbs too. But I know this may sound weird to some. It doesn't really comply with the food pyramid that we are all taught, but I also made a whole video about this where I explain everything and why going low carb might actually be a smart choice for you, especially if you want more stable energy and better mental clarity and focus too. Now you can watch that video here, or maybe watch this video about testosterone, which of course also helps you to be way more energetic. But for now, that's all I wanted to talk about. I really hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something new, and then have a great day, stay excellent, and bye.